This thing on, man. What down, Joe? It's No Home TV back with another boxing video. Yeah, man. I'm in the season spirit, man. I'm in the season spirit, man. I just, look at this. Just fall, Halloween, just the whole season, Indian summer, whatever you want to call it. I fucking love it. Look at that. See that? Bear season, motherfucker. Yeah, we on that ass this year, man. We see what Caleb Williams is able to do, man. Had a few hiccups in here and there, but, motherfuckers are starting to, get the ball rolling a little bit. I'm sitting here at, this is Harbor Point. I don't know if y'all can see the sign. Spot right on the out. It's not even on the out. This is in Chicago, technically. It's just on the outskirts of Chicago, but it's one of the best fucking seafood restaurants in the city, I would say, on the fucking planet. Our city's known for food. I mean, hell, look at that. We got alligator up here too. First time I had alligator, really the only time I had alligator, when I was down in New Orleans. And had me an alligator sandwich. Tastes good. Tastes more like gamey chicken, but it was really, really good. Yeah, this place has everything, man. So if y'all from Chicago, been to Chicago, or come to Chicago, or want to come to Chicago and check out some food, I would suggest come to Harbor Point if you're into seafood. Look for the little, what do you call them things? Lighthouse on the top, right? Boxing. There's a whole lot of different subjects I wanted to get into. I'm gonna try to make this quick because I'm waiting on my food and I'm starving. But fish fry Fridays. But the boxing I wanted to talk about is well, for starters, man, Ben Whitaker, or as a lot of people are calling him online now, Ben Whitaker. His performance against Liam Cameron was very subpar. He had no movement. He had no showboating, which I actually believe plays to his strengths. It makes him a lot more unpredictable for his opponents. Look at this fucking guy. This motherfucker just pulls right up on the fucking ramp. You see this shit? That goofy ass niggas, man. Can't see me in here, man. I got my shit tinted. Goofy ass motherfucker. Anyway, yeah, man, he curved out. He took the easy way out, man. He claimed it was his leg, then he claimed it was his back, then he claimed it was something else. It was just like, dude, what the fuck, man? My neck, my back, my neck and my back. Get your Ezel from Friday looking ass the fuck on up out of here, man. All these dudes is flashing the pans. I don't get it with boxing, man. We just got some soft motherfuckers nowadays. But, I mean, you know how I feel about UK fighters. And, if anything, I think that Ben Whitaker proved my theory as far as UK fighters. That dude has no mustard on his punches. At least he didn't against Cameron. I don't know if Cameron just had a solid chin or what. But, I mean, this motherfucker had, I don't know, he just didn't do well, man. And, the first opportunity he got to get out of that situation, because it looks like Cameron was coming on. It looked like Cameron was probably going to end up stopping him if he kept landing them clean shots of Ben Whitaker just standing right there in front of him. But y'all motherfuckers is hilarious with these names, man. Shakur Twitterson, Ben Whitaker, like all these motherfuckers, call Devin Haney fans Haneyacks. You know what I'm saying? Shit hilarious, man. Speaking of Devin Haney, man, I said I was going to do a video about this continued saga between him and Ryan Garcia, the lawsuit and all this other shit. It's just like, oh my God, man. Then Bill put out a challenge to Ryan, said, hey, why don't you go ahead and, enroll in VADA and we can get this rematch cracking the way that you said, because that was Ryan really who suggested the rematch. It's been Ryan suggesting the rematch. Devin Haney is going to be Ryan Garcia's claim to fame, because right now, even though, the fight was ruled a no contest, he got suspended for a year, he got fined. It's like bro, he's still on top of the world right now because of what people saw, you know. When we can talk about the Ostarine and all that other shit, man, and I agree. And people, you know, like, I hate when people say, oh, well, it was such a small amount that, you know, it couldn't have done anything, couldn't have helped. We don't know that. You know, could have been the fact of, you know, matter is the reason he has such small trace amounts in his body was the fact that he was cycling it out with those illegal IVs that he was using right before the fight. Did you motherfuckers ever think of that? Or do y'all just jump to conclusions? I mean, that's the reason why you're not supposed to have anything in your fucking system, because it's going to raise all these questions. We don't know what did it. You know what I'm saying? We can say, oh, you couldn't dodge the left hook. Yeah, and it certainly looked that way. But if Ostarine does everything that it claims, which I believe it does as far as, you know, strengthening muscles and you know, building bone density and all such, you're hitting a lot harder than you usually do, even for a fighter that already hits hard. But I don't know what's going to come of that, man. It's looking weird on both sides because Haney's starting to look like a bitch. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm going to be honest, man. I like Devin Haney, man. And he's a good kid. He's a nice kid, but that's the problem is he's a nice kid. He ain't no dog like his father is. He ain't, you know what I'm saying? Like all his bravado comes from his father. And it's cool, you know, because Devin can box, man. He can fight, but I don't know. Ryan just might be his kryptonite. Devin could, you know, it's hard to just sit back and say Devin's not as good as we thought he was, because look at what he did to Regis. Look at what he did to Lomachenko. Even though a lot of people bitch about the Lomachenko fight, I thought Devin won that fight, period. What's next? What's next on the agenda? Oh yeah, Tank Davis fighting Lamont Roach. You know, meanwhile, you got protests from the likes of his fans and Gary Russell Jr., which I don't know, man. The Russells, especially with Gary Antoine losing his last outing, it's just like, you know, there's a question mark above y'all, because every time it was time for Gary to really step up, you know, he lost those important fights. You know, he lost to Lomachenko and whatnot. And it's just like, and I don't even remember. I think his last fight was kind of bad too, or his last two fights was kind of bad. It's like, come on, Gary. We need you to focus on Gary and stop focusing on these dudes that are in these positions of, you know, notoriety right now. You know, Tank is in a position of notoriety. Devin, you know, even though he took that ass whooping, is in a position of notoriety. You know, when Devin's next fight comes out, we gonna see what happens, man. I think that a lot of people are gonna tune in. You know, Oscar De La Hoya keeps coming out with these clackback Thursdays with his cornball ass talking about, we just didn't make that much money on the fight and it was Devin's fault. And it's like, motherfucker, your fighter was in there too. So what? Ryan didn't bring all the ass to the seat. Y'all only did 300,000 pay-per-views and all this other shit. You think maybe it's because Ryan was acting so fucking erratic to the build-up of the fight that people didn't know what they were going to see? Or they thought they were just going to see some crazy kid get his ass whooped? We didn't know. I mean, I don't know. I think them numbers is capped, man. I think the motherfuckers did a lot more than 300,000. That's impossible. For everybody to have seen it, everybody to have claimed. They did the same shit with the Lomachenko fight with Devin Haney. It's like all these people, oh man, Devin lost. It's like, how you lose or how you know he lost if y'all ain't none of y'all motherfuckers buy the fight, watch the fight. You know, that's cap, bro. Like it's either the fight did sell and y'all just don't want to admit it because you're trying to down Devin Haney in every way, shape, form, or fashion because we know why. He's a black fighter. Y'all do it to all of them. Or it really did do good and y'all just don't want to admit it. You know, we'll see. Well, no, we won't see because, you know, they're always going to hold them fucking numbers close to the chest. And I don't give a fuck. Fuck that bullshit. I never care about the numbers. I always came on here and said I don't care about the numbers. I'm a boxing fan, not a boxer fan. I don't give a fuck how many millions this fighter is going to get for getting punched in the face. I just want to watch it. Why? Because I'm a boxing fan. I don't care about how much these players get paid in the NBA or NFL, salary caps and all this other shit. MLB be astronomical numbers with these players be getting paid. But I don't, hey, look, for one, you don't play boxing. And for two, like I said, whether you're fighting or whether you're dribbling, I don't give a fuck, man, what you're making to do so. I just want to see it done at the highest level because I'm a fan of the sport. Does that make fucking sense? I would think so. But I don't know, man. Boxing's real quiet right now. I heard somebody say that, yeah, boxing's real quiet right now because Ryan is, on suspension and hasn't been able to, really get anything off. It's like, no, Ryan doesn't add any excitement to it. He just adds drama and fucking calamity to boxing, in my opinion. And he ain't doing nothing, that hasn't really been done before except talk crazy Illuminati conspiracy theory shit that he supposedly experienced but never shows us any proof. Motherfuckers just be talking. But whatever, man. I would say that the reason boxing is so drab right now is because, for one, these motherfuckers don't fight that often. I think there's a dread in the air, in my opinion. Well, at least for me it is. Because you got Jake Paul and Mike Tyson coming up next month. And if Jake Paul bests Mike Tyson in any way, shape, form, or capacity, it's going to be one of the biggest black eyes, pun intended, no pun intended, whatever, to the sport in decades. Probably the biggest ever. I think it's the worst possible outcome for boxing as a whole. I don't give a fuck how old Mike Tyson is. There's claims that he's taking this fight very, very seriously, from himself and his team, and I really do hope so. I really hope he's able to go in here and knock Jake Paul out. That would be the greatest thing for boxing. And hopefully to put this little motherfucker out of commission so we ain't never got to see his punk ass again. Fighting all these nobodies, all these people that don't even box. And as soon as you fight a motherfucker that can box or that does box, you lose to him, even though he's not that fucking good of a fighter. You ain't heard shit else from Tommy Fury since beating Jake Paul. You know what I'm saying? Like, the Furies is in a shamble anyway, because they main attraction, Tyson, got his ass whooped by Usyk. He's supposed to rematch him before the year is out, but I see the same result. I see Usyk beating Tyson Fury. Usyk is a special fighter and should be rightfully so considered one of the top fighters in the world. Even though, like I said, I don't put him on the pound-for-pound list because I go by Sugar Ray Robinson's definition of the pound-for-pound list, which is, these fighters in these other weight classes that are so good that they could be compared next to the heavyweight champion of the world. In case y'all ain't know. But shit, man, boxing. I don't know boxing. I'm gonna need you to pick it up some, man. I mean, like I said, you got Jake Paul and Mike Tyson fighting in next month, November. But you got Bruce Shoo Carrington on the undercard. He just fought. Like, that's what I'm talking about. That's what the fuck boxers should be doing. They should be fighting as often as possible, especially in their younger years. Especially when they got a buzz. Matter of fact, I think you should probably be just as active in your older years, too, because you're going to get ring rusted, coming there looking like Earl Spence did against Crawford. Sitting out a year, 2 years. It was over a year before Crawford got his ass back in the ring to fight Madrimov. And you saw how he looked. I thought he looked pretty good, but, he didn't look like his usual self. Yeah, he was moving up to 154. It's an opponent that's also undefeated, and he's a champion, yada, 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 yada. He's probably nervous or whatever because of all the press that surrounds that Riyadh season shit. Eminem was performing, and it was like, yeah, you got to perform. But it's like, he did, but, he just didn't get the knockout. But he turned up, and I thought he won pretty decisively, despite what motherfuckers was saying. Y'all motherfuckers just racist, man. Let's be honest. Anytime it come down to a black fight, if the fight is close, y'all gonna say the fighter lost. even though it's obvious that they won. And to be honest with you, the Madrimov fight, it was a close fight, so to speak, but it wasn't that fucking close. Wasn't that fucking close for you to be shouting out robbery. You know, Beterbiev just broke down Bivol. Shout out to Beterbiev. Like I said, I thought he was going to win. Thought he was going to win by knockout. He didn't, but that speaks to the pedigree of Bivol. Now, Bivol, oh my goodness, he's going through it with his baby moms. He was going through it with her before the fight. She's claiming that he's beating on her. She's claiming that he don't see his kids, you know what I'm saying, all this other shit. And then she gets on and does a live stream during this fight. He loses to Artur Beterbiev, and she's just up there cheering and all this other shit. It's like, bitch, that's a bad look. Go sit down somewhere. You know, nobody likes that. No. I understand you feel like it's retribution or whatever the fuck the case may be, but celebrate in silence. Nobody cares, okay? You're not the star here. Your husband or boyfriend is, or whatever the fuck he is to you now, because I don't know if they're separated, together, going through a divorce or what. But he's the star here, baby. You know, so go have a seat, okay? Nobody cares about you. When Bivol decides to step back in the ring, people will tune in, people will watch him. Now, if he did do that to his wife, you know, and all this other shit, you know, beat on her in front of the kids and then leave, run out on his kids, then yeah, he's a piece of shit, you know? But I don't care about Bivol the person. I care about Bivol the boxer. It's like I don't care about Gervonta and his domestic violence or Floyd and his domestic violence. I don't care about y'all as people. I care about y'all as boxers. Because I don't know you motherfuckers. Y'all don't know me from Adam's fucking house cat. So why the fuck would I give two shits about this person's money? And why would I care about whatever they got going on legally? Only reason I would care about them, you know, legally is because, oh damn, I'm not gonna get a chance to see one of my favorite fighters fight. Or I'm not gonna get a chance to see them in this matchup or that matchup. You know, that's it. That's all. All motherfuckers be blowing this shit way out of proportion, man. Everybody be siding with this boxer, siding with that boxer. You got the Haniacs. You got the ones that follow Ryan Garcia's old racist spick ass. Teofimo's racist spick ass, and now them two talking about fighting. Only thing you can hope for that is a fucking double knockout. Fuck both of them, because neither one of them gonna fight any more black fighters that they think that can beat them, or that they're not sure that they can beat. Huh? You'll never see Teofimo get in there with Tank Davis, even if Tank was to move up to 140, which he needs to fucking do. You'll never see Ryan Garcia rematch Tank Davis unless he's going for a money bag and he knows he's going to lose. I don't even think you'll see Teofimo fight a damaged goods Devin Haney. I just don't think you'll see it. But I do know one thing, man. I think Team Haney needs to stop being so fucking delusional. You know, you got Bill out here just running around like, yeah, this is the Haney era. It's like, no, nigga, it's not the Haney era. You got to go out here and prove it's the Haney era by beating these dudes. And to be honest with you, I know this dude cheated you the first time, but you're going to have to fight Ryan again at some point, man. It's just going to happen. You got to erase that imagery out of people's minds. If not, then just live with it, man. But, you know, coming out suing and doing all this other shit, bro, motherfuckers gonna look at you. You got to understand people gonna look at you crazy. Especially when you say, okay, I'm suing for battery. No, don't say battery. You know, just say, man, I'm suing this dude for taking steroids during our fight. That wasn't, you know, our agreement in the contract. But we gonna see how all that shit play out. Anyway, man, it's No Home TV. I'll be back with another. Let me go get my food, man. Peace.